Matthew chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. I care not what puppet is placed upon the throne of England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the British money supply. Nathan Rothschild.
America during the late 19th century was a nation in turmoil, and not just in the literal sense. The Civil War was no doubt devastating, but even during the peace that followed, America was plagued by frequent and deep economic depressions. The underlying cause was simple. America just lacked a proper financial system, and more importantly, it didn't have a central bank to save the day when things turned bad. Now keep in mind, central banking wasn't a new concept. The Dutch were the first to come up with a central bank in 1609, and it was instrumental in transforming the Netherlands from a swampy backwater into a global economic empire. Following the example of the Dutch, the English created the Bank of England in 1694, which of course became the backbone of the British Empire. But it's exactly this association with the British that made the Founding Fathers reluctant to use the same model in the United States.
First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and Ba'Shem Rikakodash. And I want to read a little out of this little article that I ran across on Google. Bank of America says U.S. CBDC would preserve dollar status as world's reserve currency. And if anybody don't know what CBDC is, it's central bank digital currency. So it says CBDCs are an inevitable evolution of today's electronic currencies, the bank analyst said. So, as you can see, the beast is gradually bringing in his global system, which starts with this money, controlled by none other than these elite trillionaire families. It's pretty evident by now why they wanted control of a country's money. The famous quote in the beginning of this video, it says, I care not who make the laws. If I get control of the money, I control that country. Roughly paraphrasing that quote by Nathan Rothschild. The devil was on point with that, because it's damn sure evident. Well, it's evident to those who Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua blessed and opened their eyes to see and their ears to hear what's going on in the world today, and making that with the scriptures. See, the secret counsel of the wicked spoken of in Psalms 64. This is Psalms chapter 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret. Secret counsel of the wicked decrees they set, these wicked laws and all this nonsense they bring forth and force down your throat. Homosexuality and abortion, going back and forth with laws on that. The secret counsel of the wicked who's controlling and doing all these things. He said that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. A snare is a trap. They lay traps privately. They say, who shall see them? Who shall see them? The Most High Yahweh sees everything y'all doing. But it says the secret counsel of the wicked, which is the Amalekites. Amalek. All the families of the Amalekites. If you haven't at least heard of the Rockefellers, or the Rothschilds, and you've been in this truth, then you're listening to the wrong people. They're definitely not the Most High Yahweh's prophets. Anyway, I want to get into this article I stumbled across. Let's get back to it. And the headline reads again. Bank of America says U.S. CBDC will preserve dollar's status as world's reserve currency. And the CBDCs, plural, because you have multiple central banks in multiple major countries. You have a central bank in America, which is the Federal Reserve Bank. You got the European Central Bank, the People's Bank of China. All these are central banks in major countries that are developing their own digital or electronic currency. When that happens, crypto or this cryptocurrency will be no more. It was only a test anyway, but it says the CBDCs are an inevitable evolution of today's electronic currencies, the bank analyst said. So in layman's terms, these cryptocurrencies you now see are the beginning of a one world currency, which is produced by the central banks. They are going to be tied together. Because who owns the central banks? These wealthy trillionaire families. We now know that these currencies, these CBDCs, will be on a little device that will be implanted under your skin. The MOTB, the mark. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. This world is controlled by the wicked. This is their wicked beast system gradually assembling, starting with the money. They have to get you with the money first, and everything else will fall into place. Hence, I care not who makes the laws. I care not who makes the laws. But anyway, I want to read a little out of this article. So let's scroll down. In a report published early in the month, Bank of America challenged the Bank of England's assertion that the UK CBDC would act as a form of digital cash. It says CBDCs are likely to replace checking accounts as the way in which consumers hold the majority of their funds. So, man, as you can see, this new world order, this beast system, is gradually coming into play. I want to read this last scripture, and it's a lot of people probably know where I'm going. Let's go to table of contents, and we're gonna go to Revelation chapter 13. And 16. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And I'm going to read down to 18. And it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell money unless save he that had the mark, unless you take their mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And with that, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rikakudash, and Shalom to the elect and the 1/3. Shallow one.
It was just a lack of caring, you know, and that's just not who I was. It was just sort of like cold, you know. It was just like cold, you know. And I used to say to him, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? You know, what's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society, to have the bankers, the elite people, you know, the bankers and some governor controlling the world. And I said, do all the people in the Council on Foreign Relations believe this way you do? He said, no. You know, most of them believe they're doing the right thing. A lot of them believe it's better off being socialistic.